After what I'd say is fair to describe as a tumultuous and certainly a sobering week for us here in the Destiny community, it's finally Thursday, and you all know what that means. It's time for another issue of the Bungie Weekly Blog, This Week at Bungie, this time for the week of June 25th, 2020. Can you believe we're already at the end of the month? Feels like this one flew on by. And of course, this week's blog is going to have a couple of important topics. First and foremost, we've had some pretty serious revelations about our community over the past couple of days. A lot of it circling around the concept of harassment, stalking, and a lot of predatory action by groups of individuals within the community against female members of our community. Alongside all of this, some additional dirty laundry about DDoSing and cheating and clear targeting of individuals has come out as well. If you haven't been up to date on a lot of that stuff, there are several other content creators out there who are covering the situation in full, and I would absolutely recommend that you go and read some of the stories being put out there and listen to some of their words. As to Cross is a great place to start. He's right here on YouTube. I've personally been pretty horrified by some of the stories that are coming out. And of course, we stand with people against harassment. None of that needs to be happening in our community. And Bungie at the beginning of this week's TWAP takes the time to echo those same sentiments. My parents always raised me on the concept of the golden rule. You be kind. You treat people the exact way you want to be treated. I would definitely say that we could probably use a bit more of that in today's day and age. So get on out there. Be kind. Support the people in this community who need it. And above all else, don't be a scumbag. Alright, but that being said, let's get into some actual gaming news for this week. Because we've got really one big topic to talk about in this week's TWAB, and that is the return of the Iron Banner. Finally, it's finally time for the first Iron Banner of the Season of Arrivals. And I'm actually way more excited than I usually am for Iron Banner. And that, of course, is because it's a new season. We've got some new metas with Crucible. Of course, matchmaking changes are in effect, which, by the way, I want to do, it's been about a month since some of those changes went into effect, since Season of Arrivals began. How has your Crucible experience changed? Me personally, I have been spending most of my time on Destiny 2 in the Crucible. I've already gotten my grind in the comp area done, which I haven't done. I haven't played comp really, I think, since Shadowkeep first dropped. So I've already gone through that, gotten up to Fabled or Beyond or whatever I'm at right now, and I've been playing a lot, an absolute ton of normal Crucible, and I cannot wait for Iron Banner to go live because I've just been having a really good time in there. The matchmaking for me has been fantastic. The biggest change for me is that I no longer have to wait 15 minutes before I get into a general game of Supremacy or Control or Clash or whatever playlist happens to be live that given time. That's my experience. What is yours? How have these matchmaking changes? Of course, if you aren't aware, back when the Season of Arrivals first began, Bungie did something nobody expected them to do. They removed skill-based matchmaking from everything but, I think, Trials of Osiris and possibly the comp playlist. I do believe that's still based on your total glory score. This has caused a pretty big rift within the community. You know, a lot of people like skill-based matchmaking. A lot of people were like me and were really happy to see it go. But how has your experience in Crucible been thus far? It's been about a month in. What's the report you've got? And of course, the reason I'm bringing that up is, of course, because Iron Banner's coming. Iron Banner is usually known for having the heaviest, sweatiest skill-based matchmaking in all of Destiny. That's not going to be the case this time around. This is going to be the first Iron Banner in Destiny 2 where there will be no skill-based matchmaking. Bungie confirmed that a few weeks ago, that the Iron Banner matchmaking is going to be seeing the same change as the Greater Crucible. So it's not going to be as skill-heavy. Well, it's not going to be skill-based at all, if we believe what Bungie has told us. And I could not be happier about that. Of course, Iron Banner will be going live next Tuesday, June 30th, starting at reset at 10 a.m. Pacific time and going until the following week, July 7th, ending at 10 a.m. Pacific time on that day. The event, of course, is going to work similar to last season's Iron Banner with a few new rewards. They're going to be adding 2 reprised weapons and curating the weapon reward pool down to 8 returning weapons from Iron Banner. Well, it's really all returning weapons from Iron Banner, but 2 of those weapons are going to be reprised, meaning they're going to be brought out of the Iron Banner vault and given access to some new perks. Those 2 reprised weapons are the Forward Path Iron Banner Auto Rifle and the Fool's Remedy Suros type Iron Banner Sidearm. Like I said, those reprised weapons will be returning to the loot pool with access to brand new perks. For the forward path, it's going to be getting access to stuff like multi-kill clip and the new Iron Banner perk, Iron Grip, which massively improves weapon stability at the cost of reload speed. Statistically, it gives you plus 20 to stability, which is actually pretty huge, but at the cost of minus 40 to reload speed. It also gets access to a new Iron Banner specific ability titled Iron Gaze. It's going to be just like the previous one, Iron Grip, where you get basically plus 20 aim assist at the cost of minus 40 range. So a massive increase to aim assist at a massive cost to range. These are brand new perks, and I gotta say it's a pretty interesting kind of trade-off there for these weapons. And of course, both of those brand new Iron Banner abilities are going to be available on both of the reprised weapons, the Fool's Remedy and the Forward Path, that we'll be getting an Iron Banner next week. But beyond that, the other weapons that are going to be reissued for this Iron Banner are going to be the Shining Sphere, the Swarm of the Raven, Talons of the Eagle, the Bite of the Fox, Orwing's Maul, and Criminal's Dagger. Those will be returning, I do believe, with access to some of the more updated perks, again, stuff like multi-kill clip, but I think those won't have access to the new Iron Banner specific perks like the Iron Gaze and the Iron Grip, since those perks are reserved for revised Iron Banner weapons. Now here, I'm glad that they're doing some interesting stuff like this. I'm glad that they're bringing back some classic Iron Banner weapons. It's good to see the Forward Path returning. I do believe that's a 600 RPM auto rifle with decent stats and access to a pretty good move pool. It's going to have stuff like dynamic sway reduction, multi-kill clip, or again, those new Iron Banner specific perks, which could create some really interesting weapon combinations out there. But I gotta say, we're all the way in the season of Arrivals. We're about to get to a brand new DLC with Destiny 2 Beyond Light. It is still a bit of a bummer that we are still recycling the exact same Iron Banner weapons and armor that we have been basically since Destiny 2 came out. I mean, the Forward Path itself, was a Season 1 Iron Banner weapon, and while I'm happy to see these things return, like I said, I'm glad that some of these things are being recycled and brought back in with some of the new perk pools. It would have been nice to see something new in Iron Banner rather than reusing the same stuff over and over again. It also makes it a little bit confusing. I've already got an Orwing's Maul, I do believe, from Forsaken in my inventory, in my vault. And now, of course, we're getting this new version, which is going to have a new higher light stat cap than my previous Godworld one. So, you're just putting in a newer version of the exact same weapon with the exact same loot pool that I have to grind out if I just want to get it to a higher power level, rather than just updating the one I already have in my vault. It can be a little bit confusing and a little bit frustrating with stuff like that. I am happy to see some of this stuff coming back, but I do wish there was something new to chase there. And that, of course, goes for the armor that we'll be chasing this season as well, because, of course, we are going to be going after a reprised version of the Iron Fellowship armor set, which is a pretty good-looking armor set from Destiny 2's past, but it would have been nice to get something new, or for Bungie to do something really interesting. If they're just going to be bringing stuff back for Iron Banner, bring us back some of those Destiny 1 Iron Banner weapons and armor. That I would be absolutely okay with. But instead, we of course are getting this reprised Iron Fellowship armor set. It does look pretty good. It's got a brand new shader applied to it. We also got to see it on the Forward Path and the Remedy as well. And you all are getting a chance to see what that armor set and that new shader is going to look like here. Of course, we've also got a brand new Iron Banner emblem that we'll be earning over the course of the season as well. It's probably going to be tied to a new quest or whatnot. By now, you Guardians know how this works. Additionally, of course, because it is an Iron Banner week, that means Double Valor is going to be active. So if you're trying to get your Valor resets done, next week is going to be the time to do it. Once again, no skill-based matchmaking in Iron Banner, so your queue time should be pretty good, and hopefully you won't have an awful experience like what Iron Banner usually brings with it. But alright, Guardians, that's actually pretty much it for the biggest bits of news contained in this week's issue of the Bungie Weekly blog, This Week at Bungie. Except wait, no it isn't, I lied to you and I almost totally forgot. The Twitch Prime rewards have been updated again. This week, we rolled out our 6th straight month of Twitch Prime rewards. If you have an active Prime subscription, you can visit the page that Bungie's linked to. It'll be down in the description box below. Link your Bungie.net account to it and then claim specific rewards. They're usually Eververse rewards, so stuff like exotics and ornaments and emotes and some of that good stuff. Here's what you can get this month. The Cerebral Explosion exotic emote, the Burnout exotic sparrow, the Plasma Shell Exotic Ghost Shell, and the Stellar Pavements Legendary Ship. Good stuff there. Me, personally, I'm really excited about the Burnout finally being available. I have complained about this a couple of times for those of you who watch the live streams or know me. Burnout is probably one of my favorite exotic sparrows in the game. It's the Ghost Rider motorcycle sparrow that's on fire. I have it on console. I never got it on PC. I think it originally dropped, during the Warmind season. And despite the fact that I got basically everything else from that season, from Bright Engrams or whatever they were called back then, I could not for the life of me get Burnout to drop. Was super sad about it. So I'm finally going to be able to get my hands on that. All I have to do is log on to the game. I've already linked up my personal account to my Twitch Prime and all that kind of stuff. So I just got to march on over to Amanda Holiday and claim my rewards. And you can too. But alright, that's all the biggest bits of news for this week's issue of the Bungie Weekly blog, This Week at Bungie. Make sure you're staying tuned for all the stuff that's about to be coming out. Next week, Iron Banner should be a good time. Looking forward to that. But that's the news, and those are my thoughts. Be sure to leave me yours down in the comment section below. Really interested in reading you guys' opinions and experiences with the changes in Crucible matchmaking. I know a lot of people had some really strong opinions on week 1. We're on week 3 or 4 of those changes being put into effect, so I wonder if anybody's experience has changed, has gotten better, or gotten worse. Looking forward to reading that. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like, make sure you subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest stuff we're putting out. I'm out for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I'm the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty, and remember, make sure you're excellent to one another.